Stranger Things has shown that the West is not in a debate over sexuality, but over human identity. I'm sure you've heard that the big reveal at the end of this partial season is one of the main characters announces his sexuality before they can take on Vecna. And the two responses have been, how do you come to the end of the world and the one thing that's on your mind is that you need to tell everyone you like boys? And then the other response to that is, you don't understand, Vecna uses your fears, and so the only way to defeat Vecna is if this character reveals that he likes boys in the 1980s. But what this reveals is that the debate is not ultimately about who you sleep with, but about what it means to be human. In the West, having been cut off from God, the only way to define what a human is now is by the fulfillment or the expression of one's desires. Things like politics and sex and other things have become so inflamed lately because apart from God, the West doesn't know what a human is, so they start with what a human is interested in. I've experienced this all the time as I'm talking with people, especially unbelievers, when I ask, who are you, or what does it mean to be human? They typically start with who or what they sleep with. And so to one side, they're looking at this and going, there's nothing significant about telling the world who you sleep with in order to save it. Whereas the other side is saying, actually, fundamental to his identity is who he sleeps with. And he needs to express that in order to be free from the restraints that Vecna has held over him. This is just the manifestation of Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs, or Freud, a great book that you can read all about this in called The Rise and Triumph of the Modern Self by Carl Trueman, where he talks about the gravitational center of human identities today is no longer God or national narratives, but instead it's the self. The self is at the center, and anything that inhibits the expression of self must be removed. So to one side that is looking at Will and Vecna, they're saying the only way Will can conquer this enemy is that he must be clear about who he really is, which for them is who he sleeps with. The other side is saying inherently humanity is worth saving, and there is nothing that one should fear in giving themselves to take on this bad guy. Nothing should restrain you from taking on this Lord because the world is worth dying for. At the bottom is not a debate about sexuality. It's about what it means to be human and whether or not human beings really have objective moral value.